The city of Akron, Ohio remains on edge today after a weekend of protest over the fatal shooting of a 25-year-old black man, Jayland Walker. Following a high-speed chase last week, police say they tried to pull Walker over for a traffic violation. According to police, Walker sped off and allegedly fired at them from the vehicle before fleeing on foot. Police say they believe Walker was armed, and 8 officers chased him and fired a reported 90 rounds, with about 60 of them hitting him. On Sunday, the city released this disturbing 7-minute video of the incident, sparking outrage in the community. An attorney for Walker's family said officers kept firing even after he was on the ground. All 8 officers involved in the incident are currently on administrative leave. Joining us now is Mark Claxton with the Black Law Enforcement Alliance and Paul Butler, former federal prosecutor, law professor at Georgetown University, who is also an MSNBC legal analyst. Welcome, gentlemen, to you both. Mark, let's begin with you. The police say that they saw shots fired from Jayland's car before he fled on foot. The Walker family attorney, however, says this morning on Morning Joe, something different. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Let's think about this for a second. Just applying some simple facts. You're driving the car, you open the car door somehow with one hand. Now, there's one hand on the steering wheel, presumably, and there's one hand on the open door. Which hand uses the gun? So the only likely possibility, if there was any shot at all, was that he discharges a round onto the ground or at the ground. But now, we also know that there's no bullets in the gun and there's no magazine in the gun. So they're going to have some explaining to do.
So what does this say to you? What do you think when you hear this kind of an explanation, and does it make it more difficult for the police officers involved?
It says a couple things to me. One is that the typical police reaction is to try to make this a situation where there is a group action involved. And the fact is that each individual police officer is responsible for each and every round that they shoot at a suspect. And they have to be fully accountable for it, whether or not there was a risk of deadly physical force being used against them individually, as well as collectively, but individually, they have to account for that. And I think much of what will come out will be based on, I'm sure, a forensic scientific examination of the firearm to see if there was actually a discharge. But like I said, most importantly, the individual police officers, all 8 of them who at this time are identified as discharging their firearms, have to individually articulate what was their level of concern and fear and what justified them for each and every round they fired. And they're going to have a difficult time because I can't imagine a scenario that would justify that shooting completely.
Paul, to Mark's point, there is a Supreme Court ruling under the 4th Amendment that says, quote, if officers are justified in firing at a suspect in order to end a severe threat to public safety, they need not stop shooting until the threat has ended, end quote. Do you think this incident falls into that particular category?
It certainly could. And to add to that, Michael, the Supreme Court has ruled that the situation is to be considered from the perspective of the police officer. The fact that 8 officers here reportedly fired their guns will be used to try to shield them from any kind of legal consequences. So they're going to say the fact that 8 different officers made the judgment that Mr. Walker was trying to kill them is evidence that it was a reasonable judgment. But we now know that the officers were tragically wrong because Mr. Walker was unarmed when he was gunned down. But Michael, under the law, the police don't have to be right about whether they were actually threatened. They just have to say that they acted reasonably under the circumstances that were known to them at the time.
So, Mark, let's pick up on that acted reasonably part. The police claim they tried to use a taser on Jayland, but it didn't work. So if that's the case, they in fact tried to taser him. Were they then warranted to use the guns the way they did that resulted in a fatal shooting?
I'm so reluctant to even engage in kind of a debate what the police version is at this time, because so much of what's being out in the public is quote unquote unofficial. And oftentimes believe that what police agencies tend to do is to kind of float out these potential defenses and just to see what kind of reaction they would receive. It's clear what the responsibility of a professional police officer is. It's clear that the number one obligation is to preserve and protect human life. And it's also clear in situations such as this, and thank God for body cam evidence and other evidence, it's clear that the conduct of these officers requires a further examination, and that this was an avoidable, senseless loss of life. Beyond that, I think it's unwise to even entertain some of the things that are being floated out there, because it's being done to kind of shape and form a story.
So, Mark, this is the third fatal shooting in Akron by a police officer in the last 6 months. Shouldn't this also put the police department on notice? Should they not be taking a look at their practices?
Oh, they should absolutely be taking a look at their practices. But, you know, the reason that this incident has not shocked me is because it's quite predictable. It's predictable in a society that allows police officers on a regular basis historically to engage in this type of egregious conduct against primarily black and brown people. And I think that's important to note here. Without any significant or substantive reform, changes that would save lives. And we're talking about lives of individuals who have not been formally and properly accused according to law, but end up dead. So not only is this not shocking, it is quite offensive, but we'll be back here again, God spare our lives, to discuss these issues perhaps in another jurisdiction.
Paul, final question to you. This is another example, here we are again, of an unarmed black man being brutally attacked by the police. Why hasn't more changed, especially after incidents like Michael Brown or George Floyd and so many others? Why are we still finding ourselves in this exact same spot, standing over the body of yet another young African-American male?
Well, in part, it's because of the way that the Supreme Court has interpreted the Constitution to provide much more protection to police officers than to civilians who are faced under the threat of deadly force, even in circumstances like this. A lot of the change is on the local level, though, Michael, and it's important to note that some police reforms started after George Floyd's murder have already made a difference in this case. The video was made public because of a city law that requires body cam video to be released within 7 days of an officer-involved shooting. And the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation is responsible for reviewing this case. So we don't have one of those situations in which the Akron Police Department is investigating itself. So we are seeing more transparency, and we'll see if that leads to more accountability for these officers.
Mark Claxton and Paul Butler, I thank you both for taking some time.
Hi, I'm Zerlina Maxwell. Thanks for checking out our channel on YouTube. You can see more from Zerlina by clicking any of the videos on this screen, and make sure you subscribe below to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. Thanks for watching.